please.
Wait, I put the date back.
All right, get that back in there.
Put it away.
Oh, gee.
Date passed away.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a moment of solemn prayer. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, it is 5:30 in the evening, Tuesday, June the 21st. We're in the Town of Bath Municipal Center. Can I have the roll call, please?
Scott Murphy,
Here.
Rick Weber.
Yep.
Greg Forney is absent. Rose Jackson.
Here.
Yeah. Elizabeth Skinner.
Here.
Chris Chapman.
Here.
And Susan Webster is here. We have a quorum.
Okay. Can I have the review of the minutes from the council meeting of June 6th? I looked at them earlier, I didn't see anything in there, but
Nobody got in touch with me on that.
everything good with everybody? All right, common consent then? Okay. All right, we're gonna move on to communications of mayor. We had our election canvass on the 19th, which was Monday at 4:30. Went through everything and reconciled the election. And then today, on the 21st of this month, 4:30, we went ahead and certified the election. So everything is good. Nobody come in and disputed any numbers or anything like that. So we are 100% done with the election. So the next thing is our new council members coming in. We're going to do the swearing in on the 29th at 4 p.m., which was next Thursday. Yeah.
Mhm.
So anyway, our next council meeting, we had changed some meetings around because it fell on the 4th, didn't it? Yeah,
Yes,
4th.
it did.
So we moved our next council meeting to the 11th of next month, 7/11/23.
Hey, Slurpee Day.
Slurpee Day.
Slurpee Day.
And then we're also moving the second meeting from the current to 7/25. And when we get into August, we'll be back into our regular rotation. So everybody mark that on your calendars.
Scott, and then you're gonna have to change Public Works and probably ordinance the meetings that are scheduled down below there for July 5th. They'll probably do those on the 11th, I would think.
I would think, yeah. We'll figure that
And
out.
new people coming in may have to.
Yeah, we may
Yeah, okay.
change things around or whatever. We'll figure that out. That's not a big deal.
One thing too, on the official numbers, now are the official numbers out there? Because
No.
they did change a
Yes.
little bit. They did change. So, no position change.
Yeah,
but-
just a
Just
couple
number of
votes
votes.
each
Just
way
number of
for
votes.
a few. So we'll post that on
Okay,
the door out there tomorrow, so everybody
All right.
who wants to see it can see it.
All right.
Okay, looks like here we have the governor candidate, Rashiva Yost, is that how they say it?
yes.
She's gonna do a walk to show support for the children and families. Does she have a website anybody can go to? I saw something.
There's a paper in your sheet in your book.
Okay.
They're going to set off from the Berkeley Springs State Park, go down Main Street, and then come back up. We're going to see if they would like to visit the train depot and maybe start there and end there.
Okay, well, that's gonna be on the,
September 23rd.
yeah. So note that in your books. It looks like Wandering West Virginia walkways, that's the same as that, so 6/30/23. Also, the music in the park on Saturday nights, don't forget about that. And the Mac music starts Friday nights. Is it this Friday night coming up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that's what it was, but I couldn't remember. So they're going to be starting music down there at the Ice House. So they've got a big, huge thing set up down there. So I think it's going to be really good for our community to draw people in.
And Mayor, if I can interject,
Yes.
The governor is coming Friday night at 5 p.m. in case y'all
Okay.
didn't know that.
All right.
You're welcome to come greet the governor, and I assume Baby Dog will be there.
Okay.
There may be a grand opening at the DMV that day too, but
Yeah, that's,
don't have a time on that.
oh, so I was told 3 o'clock, but
Yeah, okay.
All right.
governor's plane is in the garage, so I guess
It
it's
is.
still.
Let's fix it, Glenn.
Okay, well, we'll plan accordingly to that then. I'll have to change my plans around on Friday, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so anyway, most of my stuff's done. I just want to, this is the last meeting that 4 of our council members will be leaving us that have been here for a while. Actually, it would be what, 1, 2, 3, 4. One is out tonight. I just want to thank these council people for everything that they have done over the years. With Public Works, with Rick, he's really done a great job getting that stuff organized, making sure we got snow equipment ready, making sure we got trucks that are down gets fixed. So I'm gonna, miss him in that, but hopefully we have somebody else to fit into that position. Chris with water, has done an excellent job. I really appreciate everything you've done with working with the budgets, working with, Ron down at the plant, and things that needed to be done. And Rose, I appreciate you taking public safety and doing everything that you've done with public safety. I really appreciate it. Gonna miss you. It's been a great run.
Yes, it has.
So I'm tickled to death. I'm glad you guys are gonna get to move on. Rick is.
No, Rose and I are gonna be coming, we're gonna sign in the book.
Is that what you? I figured you'd be up there playing music. Come on now.
I'll be doing that.
So, but anyway, thank you all. Appreciate it. So anyway, we're gonna move on. The Bath Development Authority, they have another meeting, what?
7-5, yeah.
7-5, okay, at 4:30. I know they had one the other week.
05.
Yeah.
So anyway, Parks and Recs, nobody here. Their next meeting is at the courthouse, tonight at 7 p.m. So.
That was canceled, by the way.
That was canceled? Okay. Planning Commission?
Bum, bum, bum. Again, thank you, everybody who's been serving. Go take a break. It's all good. Okay. One thing I have for you, it's in your binder. It's entitled Town of Bath Planning Commission Interim Proposals for Town of Bath Comprehensive Plan. So when you guys got elected last time, the Planning Commission really didn't exist. We've stood it up and we've been working forward to updating the comprehensive plan, which is the primary requirement of the town's planning commission. We've analyzed a lot of areas, and one of the areas that came out was really communication and span of control of a town that's within a postal code, that's within a valley, that's within the whole works, and how we manage the town within those overlapping responsibilities. So we thought, based on the turnover of the council upcoming, we thought now would be a good time to provide some interim proposals. These are merely us providing it to the council and the mayors, and you guys can take it and say, oh, that's nice, and throw it away. You can adopt some of them. You can do whatever you want. So we don't have any authority, obviously, as the planning commission, but we wanted to bring this to your attention as a recommendation. So the first one, it says expand town representation at stakeholders forums. And again, as I talked about, we are impacted by Morgan County, by a lot of other entities in our area, but there's several areas that we identified, or several organizations, that we identified that we don't necessarily have ongoing communication so that we can be aware of what they're doing and provide our input into their decision-making cycles. And about halfway through that paragraph, you can see Berkeley Springs Chamber of Commerce, Morgan County Economic Development Association, Morgan County Council, Morgan County Planning Commission, Eastern Panhandle Regional Planning and Development Council, Warm Springs Public Service District, and Morgan County School District. So our recommendation would be, whether it's a council member or like myself, who's not a member of council but can serve the town, that we get official representation that would attend those meetings or interact with them in whichever way is most appropriate, and then come back and brief those topics that do directly or indirectly impact the town. So it's a proposal that Mayor, as you're looking at assignments for the next one, you may consider none, all, or some of those proposals. Any questions on that first one? Okay. Now, the second piece is, and if you refer to tonight's agenda, you'll notice that, BDA, Parks and Rec, most of these meetings, we're monthly meetings. Okay. But everybody's on the agenda every 2 weeks. So what we looked at is, and so that this doesn't turn into a 3-hour meeting every 2 weeks, because that's not the intent. But if we take many of those proposals that we had in the first topic that expand our reach of coordination a bit, we could facilitate bringing that information back here and having healthy discussions. And if you turn it over, you would look at, instead of having one same agenda at the first and the second meeting of the month, we would have different ones. So the finance committee and the clerk and the recorder, they need to speak every 2 weeks. There's always business that they need to address to the council and the mayor and inform the town. The rest that you see, and you can see it says proposed first monthly meeting and proposed second monthly meeting, those are generally lined up in order to get the information to the council as close to the end of the previous meeting. So in my case, if you look down in there, the planning commission would meet at the meeting right after we've had our commission meeting, and we would bring that information here. So it would cycle, and then you can see there's a column where I would say new. Those would be some of the proposals we had in number 1 to perhaps get that representation here into the committee. So again, this is just one of many of the things we've uncovered in the planning commission, but we thought it was fortuitous to bring it to you guys at this point. Are there any questions for me?
Nope. It's good material to look at.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to rails and trails.
Well, now, but I do think what is under streetscape really applies to rails to trails, because that is the grant award ceremony for the rail to trail for the water management, stormwater management that Rebecca went for.
And it's
So
not our green street,
not
it's green
green.
streets.
Green streets, green
Yeah,
jobs,
that's
green
totally
towns
different.
award. That's what Rebecca went.
I was thinking if Streetscapes was gonna go ahead and pave Green Street, then we don't need to.
That would be nice, but
Not quite the way it worked out.
Rebecca and I are gonna go to that because, the invitation indicates that there's gonna be a reward,
Right. so,
And so,
Yeah.
she and I are gonna go on the 29th to Rancid. It's at the Jefferson Memorial Hospital.
Good,
So
good.
I think that's a compliment to Rail Trail, and it is, moving along. This is on our property, but it's part of the Rail Trail project.
Okay, thank you. Train depot.
If I could have a comment, what time does that go in Ransom?
It's from 10 a.m. No, it's 10 a.m.
10
till
a.m.
2.
10
So we'll be
a.m.
back for
to-
swearing in.
That's
But
nice.
it's a lunch and a this, I don't know what all's gonna
You have to
happen.
register for it.
You had to,
I was just looking at the time space thing.
Yeah, I know, right back. And I can't imagine 4 hours, but whatever.
Who knows?
Well, maybe.
They might be on wooden.
Here, Larry, here's the paper on it. You want it?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
all right,
that's
train depot, got anything?
Depot, no, I'm still trying to, it's really hard to schedule a conversation with Senator Manchin's scheduler. So I have not, in the past 2 weeks, been able to, make contact. I think we have paid all final bills and like that with the depot. We are waiting for, the state of West Virginia to send the final bills. I took pictures and gave them to Sharon. She sent them down to the DOH, correct?
Right, we're still waiting for the last drawdown of the grant,
Yeah.
which is what the pictures were for, but we have not been finished billed by Lands Corporation yet. they still have some bills to bill us.
Okay, all right. But it's coming to a close, and so we're, I'm just trying to move along with, what now and an opening and things like that, so,
All
okay?
right, good deal. Landmarks, what is here, their next meeting is, 8th month.
Right, they're meeting in August because Zach will be able to participate.
Okay, so it's gonna be August the 4th at 2 p.m. Okay, clerk and recorders report. Madam Clerk, do you have anything?
No.
Okay, Madam Recorder,
Mm-mm.
all right. Well, let's pay some bills. One last time that these council members get to pay some bills.
Okay, Town of Bath expenditures for the current cycle is $4,123.89. I'll make a motion that we go ahead and pay those on behalf of the town.
Second.
I have a motion second on the floor to pay the Town of Bath bills in the amount of $4,123.89. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That motion carries.
Okay, next, Berkeley Springs Waterworks expenditures for this cycle, $57,124.65. Make a motion that we go ahead and pay those on behalf of the Water Department.
Second.
I have a motion and second on the floor to pay the Berkeley Springs Waterwork bills in the amount of $57,124.65. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries.
Okay, next up, Greenway Cemetery for this cycle, expenditures $3,690 even. I'll make a motion that we go ahead and pay those on behalf of Greenway Cemetery.
Second.
I have a motion and second on the floor to pay the Greenway Cemetery bills in the amount of $3,690 even. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries.
Okay, next up is the Train Depot, expenditures for this cycle, $2,563.86. I move that we go ahead and pay those on behalf of the Train Depot.
Second.
And a motion and second on the floor to pay the Train Depot bills in the amount of $2,563.86. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries.
Okay, and lastly, on behalf of the Tree Board, we have expenditures in the amount of $11,388, both paid for by grants. So I make a motion that we go ahead and pay those on behalf of the Tree Board.
Second.
I have a motion and second on the floor to pay the Tree Board bills in the amount of $11,388. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries.
That is it.
All right. Move on down to the Tree Board.
You may recall that the $11,000 bill that we just authorized was for a survey that was being done in the town of Bath, throughout the historic district, as well as the 3 cemeteries owned by the town. And the Tree Board is meeting tomorrow with Bartlett, which is the company that conducted the survey. And we will be hearing the results of that survey. And I will report those results at our next meeting.
All right. Grant. All right. Public safety.
I have nothing. Chief probably does.
I do. So I'm really happy to announce that we have filled our police administration position. She's with us tonight. I want everybody to meet Sandra Venuto. She's told us to call her Sandy.
Aye.
She came on board last Monday. She's been doing a fantastic job so far. We're getting her up to speed on everything. She's been helping Sharon a little bit as well with our business licenses, and it's just a blessing to have her here. It's going to take a lot of work off of me. So Sandy, if you'd like to say a few things, I'm going to do the right thing and put her on the spot for a minute.
Well, it's really nice to be here. I'm happy to be part of the town because I fell in love with it the moment I saw it. So,
We get that a lot.
yeah, I'm sure you do.
This is what happened here. We fell in love with the
Yeah,
town.
look what happened to us.
I come across the river
You
bridge.
did,
I
yeah.
come across the river bridge.
Well, welcome, Sandy.
Yes.
Thank you for taking on the position.
Yeah.
Thank you. Glad to be.
We got a whole lot of changes happening, so,
Yeah.
hopefully people will bear with us as, the next couple weeks and the next month or so goes, we get in the groove with new people and, with Sandy coming on and her just trying to figure out how we operate,
New
so,
water folks.
yep,
you
new
know,
water
that
folks,
change is
yes,
coming,
so. So there's some changes coming to all the towns, entities, so, the people out here in the public, please bear with us. It'll take just a little while to get everybody up to speed. Okay,
I've got one more thing for public safety, if I may.
you may go.
So maybe a month or so ago, we decommissioned and auctioned off a 2012 Charger. It was no longer of service for us. And we have actually replaced that vehicle with a used, new to us, 2018 Ford Explorer. It's out here right now. It's having some work done to it as far as putting emergency equipment into it. And we pretty much had a lot of the equipment from past decommissioned vehicles. So we're not going to have to put a whole lot of time and effort into that. So that's really good. And we'll get that in service for hopefully quite a few years.
Very good.
Deal. Chief, thank you. Thank you for everything that you're doing with the department.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it. So, and I know I've heard several of the council people here the other night are very, very happy. So, please keep up the good work, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving along, we've done public safety, cemetery.
We did not receive any bids for work on the mausoleum, but it actually ended up working out well. We did actually get several individuals who came and talked to us about what they understood needed to be done. We are in the process of rewriting our request for bids, and we are going to hire Dennis Schaefer to do a small part of unearthing part of the cemetery so we can make some further evaluations to make sure that our next request for bids is more specific to what we're going to want the contractors to do. We think the job might actually be a little simpler than we originally thought, and we think we are going to be able to stay under budget, so that would be fantastic. Pete and Tom are going to be gone for the next couple of weeks, so we will be picking up this ball in mid-July. And hopefully, we're still hoping that we can have the mausoleum completely restored by the end of the year. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Beth. All right, Public Works.
Nothing new to add, just that we still have a full crew, which is a record for us since November. We have been lucky. And I'd already talked to Scott. Whoever takes over Public Works, just have them call me and we can sit down and
Yeah.
go over everything with Rodney and them.
That
whoever
would
it
be
is.
great.
So
I really
it's fine.
appreciate that. So,
Absolutely no problem.
yep, I really appreciate that. All right, ordinance, we really haven't gotten anything, so we'll pick this up as the new year comes in and Chris will, be going, but if you could just give me some of the information on the changes that we've made for the policy and all that. 'cause we never-
I've got it here.
Okay, yeah, because we've never,
We haven't heard anything back from Dick yet.
I don't think he hasn't said, has Dick sent anything back now? I'll have to go down and meet with him, so.
I've got that here.
Okay, good deal. All right, Waterworks.
The water committee is going to have one last meeting before the end of this month, on Monday, the 26th at 4:30. We will be getting a progress report from Thrasher on the water line replacement project, which is supposed to be at full completion as of the 28th of this month, but I think there's still some touch-up work, paving and things that are ongoing.
I have also asked that Thrasher and the pro contractors gets with me. I want to do a full walkthrough of everything that was done with them. And if Ron wants to go, I want to do a full walkthrough. I want to make sure areas that, we've got some complaints on or taken care of.
Yeah.
Before I sign off on final bill and payment to everybody.
Will you be
So
able to be there Monday?
I should be able to. I'm not looking to be out anywhere. So,
Okay. Just in case you're not. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
have that noted.
yeah, just note that I would appreciate that because the buck stops on my table when
Absolutely.
things are done. If it's not complete and I sign off on it and there's areas of not completed or whatever, will be the town. So,
Yeah.
so
So that's what that meeting will get that report, the latest progress report, and then tie up some loose ends, just to, with the water, with our water managers. Then the one thing that I need to present tonight is we still have our lease agreement with Morgan Wireless that every 2 years comes up for renewal. And so the current lease period ends on June 30th. And so the second extension to the lease would be for the period of July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2025. And so they currently are paying us $115.76 per month to use for replacement of the equipment on the tower. On July 1st, that'll go up to $121.55 per month. And so to date, everything's gone well with that. We've had no problems that I'm aware of. So I would make a motion that the council approve the second extension to the lease agreement to run for the period of July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2025.
So there periodic increases every time that comes up?
Yeah, well, there's a schedule
That's what I'm
in the
that's what I'm asking.
agreement. Yeah.
What is it we're paying now?
Currently, well, as of today, it's 115.76
yeah,
per
that's
month.
what they would be
Okay.
paying.
And then it
us.
bumps on July 1st to 121.55.
Okay. All right.
And that will run until June for the year.
Mhm.
So each year it bumps up. But the extensions, the periods go for 2 years.
Right.
I have a motion.
So
on the
moved.
floor. All right. I have a second, or motion and a second on the floor to renew the contract with Morgan Wireless for the payment of the equipment on the Fairview water tank.
Yep.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Okay, we get that out to them and that's it. Okay.
You might want that schedule.
Might want that schedule. We'll put that over here. All right, comes the part of the meeting where anybody have anything to bring up to the council? You've got three minutes to,
Take about 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah, we've been gone a week. Before we left, we saw that someone put a ladder or dumped a ladder into the creek bed on the other side where the church parking lot is. There from the back side, and it's still there. So if we get one of those flash floods and that ladder loosens, it could catch all kinds of limbs and stuff and cause serious flooding.
Rick, can you have Rodney crew go down there and take that thing out? Yeah.
Sharon, send them on up tomorrow morning.
Got it.
So, okay. Anything else?
Scott, I would just like to thank all the council people that are going off.
Yes.
We really appreciate
Good voice.
the thankless job that you've done, and we'd like to congratulate the incumbents that are hanging in there. And thank you. Thank you for everything you guys have done for the town.
Yeah, I
It's
reiterate that.
appreciated.
I'm going to be very, this guy here's kind of similar. Kept me grounded. There's been times that I've called him and said, hey, Chris, I'm going off the deep end. And, we talk back and forth. I've done the same thing to Rick. I've called Rick and said, hey, Rick, I'm kind of losing it here, So, Rose, I've talked to her about situations going on. I'm going to miss, everybody that's going off council. I mean, they've really helped me out to to grow into this position where I'm at, hate to see you go, but There's better things waiting for you guys, so go for it. So, all right, I will take a common consent for adjournment if there's nobody else to address. Everybody good? Last meeting, guys.
Charlie, can they get it from the church side or